What is up and welcome back, and today we have another laptop cooler review. This time it's going to be the Llano V13. Now previously we did a video on the Llano V12, which is going to be the RGB lighting one, and this one, the V13, is going to be the no light version. And the reason why I wanted to do this video, because I have been getting a lot of questions about the V12 versus the V13. So nothing better than showcasing the V13, and then everybody can compare if they like the V12 better or the V13. Also in this video we are going to do a little experiment and see if maybe the no light version performs better than the LED version, the RGB lighting one. And that is a myth out there that maybe you have a whole bunch of LEDs on your system, it might slow down the performance, but LEDs don't consume a lot of power. Yet it is going to be a nice little experiment for everybody, so you can compare and decide which one you want to pick up. So that's going to be very interesting, and I like to test that myself also, if I'm being honest. Now before we dive into all the small little details, I do want to mention that I did receive this laptop cooler as a promo from Llano, but everything in this video is going to be very objective, just like every other video that we've done in the past. I'm going to give you my honest opinion, what I think about the V13. So with that said, let's dive right in. Now the first thing I do want to mention is I do love how Llano packages its products. Definitely you can see the quality. You get nice solid foam protecting the unit. I do love when you do receive a product and you feel that you are getting quality. So nothing different right there. And just like the previous model, we're going to show you what comes inside the box. And right here you can tell you are going to get another filter. Like the previous V12, you get an extra filter. You get the USB cable if you want to connect it directly to your laptop, but it's not recommended. Why? Because you're going to be draining power from your laptop. And if you want your laptop to run the most efficient as possible, you're going to want to run the unit with the external power source that connects to the wall. And as you can tell, that comes right here, and we're going to open everything up, then we're going to get into the whole tour. So there we go, we have both units right next to each other. You can see that they're almost identical. The one's going to be the V13, and the one's going to be the V12. As you can tell, for the V13 you are going to have the power button right here, but no controls for the RGB lighting. And then you're going to have the scroll wheel for the control of the fan. And with the V12, you do have the RGB controls and also the scroll wheel for the fan. So very similar, but a couple little subtle differences. But I just think if you put them side by side, they both look fantastic. You can't go wrong for the looks if you are looking for a laptop cooler with this type of style. And also the black almost fits with any type of setup. And I did want to bring up something that when you do get the packaging booklets, right, you gotta get the same material for both of these units. It does here 30-month warranty and get more VIP services. So the 30 months is only going to be if you sign up for the extended warranty, but both these units did arrive with a standard 1-year warranty, 12 months. So if you do have any problems, you just contact right there the email for support. And both of these units also came with an extra filter, so you're going to be covered in that area. And also something that I looked up online is that you do have 100 days to decide if you want to keep the unit. And that right there I think is a very good deal, because you can purchase this unit and test it out with your laptop, see if it's going to work. You have 100 days to get your money back, 100 days to return it. So that right there gives you the confidence to go out there and you can give this laptop cooler a go. So very nice info right there. And also I did check out the wall unit for the power source, and they're going to be exactly the same. So no difference there. Pretty much so far we're having an almost identical unit, only the slight differences that we talked about. So that's very good, because I already tested this one out and it performed fantastic, and I have a feeling that one's going to perform just as well. Now I did want to give you a little bit more close-up of this unit in case it's your first time looking up a laptop cooler. Let me get this out the way. So the foam that you do receive with the unit, it is going to be a 1/2 inch. Try to give you a close-up so you can see the foam thickness. So that's going to be a 1/2 inch. And what that does is when you put your laptop on top of the cooler, it does seal the air from escaping. So if your laptop sits higher than a 1/2 inch, then that could be a concern because maybe a laptop cooler might not work. But for the most part, every laptop, unless if you have a really older model, there might be the chance that it sits somewhat high. But for the most part, most laptops, this is going to be sufficient. And I do love the thickness. So far, the laptops that I've tried, this has worked very well. And you can tell, has a little instruction right here. Please, this side down. So that right there helps it to stay sturdy and not move. Also has a little border, so you don't have to worry about the foam moving, especially with this material underneath. Like I said, it's more hard, more firm, so it goes very well with the border. Doesn't move around. So that's going to be for the foam. I did want to turn around so everybody can see. This right here is going to be where you have your filter. Already comes with a pre-installed filter right here. So that's very nice. You can just take it out the box and ready to use. Also, you do get stand for it. You want to elevate your laptop cooler. And I am going to do another video in the future where we can test out to see if having the laptop cooler elevated, if that's going to improve the performance. So we are going to do a different video in the future, and it's going to compare a lot of different laptop coolers. But that's a nice detail, especially if you want your laptop to be facing you at an angle. Very nice that they added that. We can turn it around so you can see the aesthetics. Again, V12 comes with a stand also. Look at that. The aesthetics are very similar right there. You have the same type of look. Right here you have the RGB, right? Seamlessly added to the unit. Looks almost exactly the same along the side, right? We turn it over here. Here's going to be the RGB lighting. And what's very awesome about the Llano and is that this fan right here, it is going to be one fan for the unit, but it is a very powerful fan. So I'm going to plug in this unit and we're going to see how well this unit performs. Now right here we do have the laptop already set up. It is going to be a modern laptop, a Legion Pro 7. It is going to be carrying a Ryzen 9 and also for the graphics card a 4090. So it is going to be a very capable laptop, 16 cores, and for the size of this laptop is going to be a 16-inch. So you can kind of compare it to what you have at home. Now I also want to mention that I do have the laptop on and there's no heavy programs going on right now. It's pretty much just going to be the temperature programs, and the readings we are getting for the core temp is going to be 55 for the processor. And then we're going to have for the task manager is giving us for the graphics card 43, around 43, and then for the processor it dropped down to 51, 52, but I've seen it all the way up to 54 also. Now with the MSI Afterburner, it's giving us 52. We're at 53 again for that processor, the AMD Ryzen 9. So we are going to be comparing. We're going to turn on the game that I usually do, which is Halo Infinite. We're going to see how much the laptop heats up. And this can be any game that you play, right? It could be Apex, it could be COD or X-Defiant. That's a new game that came out. And you can see how much your computer heats up, your laptop. Then we're going to turn on the cooler and see how much of an improvement we get. Now, one thing I did want to mention before we move on is that it does come with these kickstands right here that you can pull out, right? And this is just going to be added peace of mind in case you're worrying if your laptop is going to slide down. Now, I'm also going to lower the laptop from the kickstands because that's how I've been doing all my tests. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, in the future, I'm going to be comparing the coolers with the stands down and the stands up because I do have various coolers and we can see if there is going to be a difference. So, but for this test, I am going to lower it. Just have that in mind and let's get right into it. Let's get into what everybody wants to see. So there we go. We do have a game up. It's not going to be Halo Infinite because for some reason it didn't want to load up. Not going to dive into that 343. The game we do have going is going to be X-Defiant. That's a new game I've been playing. Really excited about that one. You can see I have it right here going in the background. We are loaded up into in-game, the practice mode. And it did affect our temperature for our laptop readings. For the core temp, we are going to have around 69 to 70, even up to 72. I did see it go up to. Now for the task manager, it's giving us a 49 for the graphics card, and then it's giving us a 59 or a 60 for the AMD 9 for the processor. And then for the MSI Afterburner, 58, 59. So our readings are looking good. It did go up around 10 degrees, maybe even up to 20, depending on the temperature measurement that we're using. Now let's find out how well it can improve our temperature with our laptop cooler. I am going to turn it on and we're going to go all the way up to 2800 RPMs. I do love how fast that scroll wheel is. We'll come back with the results. And we're back after letting the cooler run for some time. We are at 2800 RPMs. And I'm always very impressed how well these coolers work. Right now, we do have a reading for core temp around 53 degrees. I even seen it around 64, 62. It does fluctuate from time to time because it does read all the cores and then give you an average temperature. Like right now, it did jump back up to 60, 58. So we are going to do an average of that, but that's very nice. It's at least 10 degrees drop or even sometimes 15 or 20. Now for the task manager, we are looking at 37 for the graphics card for the 4090. And then for the Ryzen 9, we're at 46 currently, 47 for the processor. Very nice. Again, that's showing us at least 10 degrees drop. And for the MSI Afterburner, it's giving us 46, 47 again for the processor. So I am going to show all the numbers and give you a nice average so it can make it a lot easier to understand. But I am very impressed. Again, I was expecting a lot of good things from the V13 version. Again, it doesn't have any RGB lights, no LEDs, and it's giving us very nice 10 degrees drop for sure. So very impressed. Now let's compare it with the V12 and see if we can maybe debunk that myth about the RGB lighting. Is it going to affect it or not, having the same version but now with RGB lights? And we are back, this time with the RGB version, the V12. We also have it all the way up to 2800 RPMs. Similarly, we do have the game going in the background. Same game, same map and everything. Let's exit so we can look at the temperature readings. And like I expected, no surprise here. The V12 also performing fantastic, and actually there's not going to be no difference between the LED version and the no lights version. So very happy we can debunk that myth, and I'll give you the exact temperature readings right now. So we do have it for the core temp. It is at 54 degrees, but I also earlier side staying at 52 for a little while, 53, even going up to 64. It's dropping again, it's at 53. So very similar readings for the core temp. Happy to see that. And for the task manager, we are looking at 37 or 38 degrees for the graphics card for the 4090. And for the Ryzen 9, it is going to be 47 or 48. So we are up to par, just like the V13, 37 and 47. Now for the MSI Afterburner, again 47, 48, and I also decided to drop down to 46 and stay at 46 for a little while also. So very similar readings overall. Very happy that we got the same exact results with the no lights and the RGB lighting version. So overall, the V13 is going to be a great pickup. Just like you saw in the video, it performed fantastic. In fact, both of these machines perform exactly the same. So that is going to be nice to know. We were able to debunk that myth that maybe RGBs or LEDs can affect the performance of, for example, this cooler. It had no effect. So both of these machines are going to be great. They can lower the temperature as less as 10 degrees. And that's going to be a game changer, especially if you do like to use your laptop for heavy workloads or for gaming. You saw with the game that we put on, 10 degrees less, that can even help you increase your frame rate a little bit. And we know that that's very important to a lot of gamers. Now, I'm also going to say that a big incentive for picking up the V13 is because it doesn't have lighting. It's going to cost less. So that could be something that can be beneficial to somebody. But at least now with this video, you can see both of them side to side. You can tell that they are exactly the same machine. I was getting a lot of questions. You can see the dimensions are the same. The only difference is going to be you don't have some of the controls that you do have on the V12 for the lighting. But everything else the same. Same size motor. You do get the same sound quality when it's lower RPMs and you raise the higher RPMs. Same performance. Same good looks, right? You got the black version, the white version. So you really can't go wrong. But I think it's a nice detail that Llano was able to do that, because not everybody's going to want it with the lighting. That is, a lot of gamers do like the lighting. But if you are somebody that just wants to use it for work, more, for example, professional work where you don't want the lights going off all the time, now you have that option. Or if you are looking to save some money, now you have this version as well. So hopefully this video was able to help a lot of people out there. And if you did get something out of it, please sub and like. I am a smaller channel. Every little bit goes a long way. I recommend both of these. We'll be back next time with more. Until then, peace and much love, everybody.